Good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy 4th of July. This is the second 4th of July video I'm doing on this series. It'll be the last 4th of July video I do on this series. 2-year series. It's crazy. I'll be coming up on like 40 more days. 40 something more days to 2 years. I know I'm jumping a little ahead. Yeah, I'm jumping a little ahead. Yeah, now that I think about it, let's see here. I got clean and yeah, so second, 4th of July. Be kind of cool to have slid a third one in there, but that wouldn't have added up. A little bit better today than yesterday. Not that yesterday was a bad day. Yesterday was a great day. It is a good day. It is a great day. Like when I compare it to like maybe a 4th of July, maybe 3 4th of Julys ago. Just trying to like keep my shit together. It's been a minute since I've had a 4th of July where it's my Friday. So it's just an early Friday for me. I've got plenty to be grateful for. My relationship is flourishing. Good communication. My relationship with my kids is good. The conversation I had with my son was good. I have a good feeling about that one. You know, I've got some ideas. I'm not going to talk about it into too much detail, but I'm going to like put something out there. I need to have like a gym session with him twice a month or once a week or something like that, where we connect. Chess session with him, you know, and then I go over there every once in a while. So that's more to come. I woke up. I don't know about the hamster wheel, but I woke up with some of the stresses that I have, like the car that's sitting out there that I can't get rid of. The garage still in the fucked up shape it's in. But there's also this unknown of like, what's the plan for the future in terms of living situation. Today I can't do anything about that, so I'm just gonna kind of play day by day, you know, continue to take care of these bills and figure it out. You got this, buddy. All this fucking grinding and work that you've been putting in consistently for almost 2 years straight. Like, you do anything for 2 years straight, it becomes part of who you are, not something that you're trying anymore. So I'm not trying to stay clean. I am clean. I'm not trying to go work out. Like two 4th of Julys ago, I was probably in that cycle of, man, I should go back to the gym, you know? Maybe that'll help. Sometimes in July, I trip because I think it's like summer's almost over. I start worrying about like the holidays already. And don't know why I would do that to myself. Last year I didn't. Last year it came through, and then I went on all those hikes and just enjoyed summer. And it was sad that it was almost over. Then I was like, what's going to compete with this? And then, you know, January happened. I heard the most amazing thing today. I heard a pastor say that it's not that no weapon formed, like there will not be a weapon formed against me. It's no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I really processed that. I meditated on it for a little bit. I thought about it for a little bit. What does a weapon formed against me look like? You know? What does the enemy look like? Is it people plotting against me? I don't think there's people plotting against me. There might be people talking shit, like joking around and cracking jokes and shit, but that's not really the enemy. That's just people that will talk shit and make fun of because it makes them feel better when they say something funny and somebody else laughs. That's some shit they got to work on. Like at the expense of somebody who's not there to defend himself. Or more importantly, if they are there, you know, to make somebody feel stupid or something like that. And some people are perfectly fine with that. And it's just not the way I live. And I'm not saying that like I'm better than, because I'm not, you know. But is that the enemy? I don't think so. I think the enemy is what I do in my head after that happens. How I process it after that happens. I think the real enemy is something out there greater than myself telling me that they're right. You know, I think of a power greater than myself, and I only think of God, right? Something that I can lean on, something that I can trust in, something that I can, you know, put whatever I'm struggling with on and say, hey, can I have your help? But also, I feel like the devil uses my disease as a sword, and it pulls it right out at the right moment. And when it's not working, it sheathes it. And then when I start thinking about, you know, anything that affects me to where I feel less than, it pulls it right out. And it knows how to like swing that sword with a thought that hits me in the right spot. It's a button that gets pushed that I let happen. It'd be nice if when that happens, I'm like, oh, hell yes, something that I can overcome right now. This would be nice to overcome this right now. I don't do that. I just like sit with it, and then I process it, and then I'll like try a different technique, like write about it or pray about it. But I don't look at it as like, oh, maybe, just maybe, sometimes that might not even be the devil doing that. Sometimes that might be God doing that. Like, hey, here, go work on this. Let's see how you can handle this. And then if it gets too heavy, I got you. Right? I don't think of it that way. I just think of it as something attacking me. And so that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It's hard for me to differentiate the difference between if this thought or this thing is God or if it's the devil. Now, a lot of the times it's my will, and I have to decide on, or I have to figure out, did my will happen there with influence of God or influence of the devil. And really, it's my will, so it's my control, right? So am I doing this with the intention of God, or am I doing this with the intention of the opposite? And like, where's the gray area in that? Right? Where is it where it's not God or it's not the devil? Is that even a possibility? Or am I just controlled by either or? I don't know. But what I do get is, if it is my will, is my freedom, then I get an opportunity on how I want to process it, like I'm doing right now. I had these thoughts about that car that needs to get removed. And then I thought about all the neighbors, like, just like, this guy's a piece of shit. Even though, like, I didn't put it there. I tried to give it to somebody. They fucked up, and then they just dropped it off, and it wasn't running. And now it's got a lien up against it, and I can't get it to the dump. Like, no dump or salvage or volunteer company's going to take it until the lien is paid. And I can't afford to pay the lien. So now the city's going to remove it. And there's all these signs on it where it's going to be removed. And so I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place with that. Right? And then the thoughts are like, well, why did you even give it to that person? Or why did you even trust her with it, with not putting it in her name? Why does it have to stay in your name when you gave it to her? You know, all of that, right? And so I got to deal with it. And I don't even get to deal with it, so it's got to sit there. And the key is in somebody else's possession that I never gave. You know, all of those things. And so I'm sitting there like, fuck, man, how am I going to cope with this? You know, is the landlord fucking seeing this and he's fucking tripping on me? Now it's on my lap. Or is it out of my control because I've tried all these other avenues and none of them work? I tried getting a friend to get it removed, and he was like, you need a homeowner to say they'll take it. And then the people that I asked won't do it. So now I have to leave it there. So I've tried. So it's out of my control. But that thought leads into me wearing a shorter pair of pants that was sold to me, and then being made fun of for wearing them to work. It just like this rabbit hole went down. And the bottom line is, like, the weapon in that is that I get to choose what that weapon looks like. And then I get to choose how the weapon affects me. And it will not prosper if I lean on God and say, God, I need you on this too. This ain't no damn 4th of July fucking spiel, is it? It's a how I process shit that's out of my control, that I'm being affected with, and not go fucking apeshit. And just fucking... So I went to the gym. Listened to music. Meditated while I lifted. And now I'm going to call my dad and wish him a happy 4th. And I'm going to have a good day today. I'm going to take the kids to go see fireworks. Instead of hide in the house, because I don't want to be in public, so my children have to see the blunt of that, because dad doesn't want to go out in public because he's not doing well mentally, and so they have to deal with it. And none of that has to happen today, and none of that's going to happen today. And if this was the past, I probably would have got loaded, like right out of work. I'd have left work and been like, fuck, it's my Friday. I'll get loaded, then we'll go do the fireworks show. And then I won't even want to be in public. And then I'll be like, hey, we'll watch it on TV. So my kids don't have to deal with that today. then that really is the blessing. All this other shit, the car, the fucking pants, all this other shit, it's just the blessings of not having to trip on what I prayed so fucking much for a couple years ago. I got a good relationship. I get a good relationship with my kids. All these things that I prayed for, I have. Money in the bank. You know, water's not turned off. Power's still on, internet's running. You know, my son took the internet, and the internet provider, when he got the internet, because of how things went down, I didn't think I was going to be able to get internet. Got internet. It's cheaper than it was back then. It just all worked out. You know, my kids are able to do the tablets and watch TV, and I don't have to worry about that. All these blessings. So, yes, this is a wonderful, happy 4th of July where I'm clean, sober, and have all these blessings of things that I didn't think I was going to ever have a couple years ago. All because I made a decision to surrender to living that life. I made a decision to kill that version of myself and then rebirth myself with new habits, activities, and ways of thinking. And so I am grateful for that. And so happy 4th of July to anybody who would come across this. And I hope you guys, or you, or Rodney, you, have a wonderful day. Bye.